conversation this morning.
Okay, the voice of Mr. Harris Berry, like I said, he's back here with us this morning. So before Harris coming, let me just end up my thought. I was so frustrated that the lawmakers, the senators that preached the bad governing system under the WEAS administration, some of them that promised us that they were going to be the messengers of corrupt activities in the house. They were going to be the whistleblowers in the house. They were going to be the informers in the house. Are the one now dancing with corruption? Are the one now letting us down, fellow Liberians? So if you don't know again, let me give you the breakdown before Harris comes in. Over the weekend, before they could go for the retreat in Grand Bassa County, each of the senators took 10,000 United States dollars for what? For constituency visitation. 10,000 USD. Each of the senators took home 3,000 for Senate committee works. Once again, 3,000 for Senate committee works. 10 plus 3, that's 14. Let me say that's 13 rather. Another 1,700 for daily substance and allowances, rather. Daily allowances in Grand Bassa County. A total of 14,700 USD for each senator. Harris, this is what we are going through.
I have been following Buakai, the issue about this quote unquote retreat in Buchanan. So when I listen to you, Buakai, you outlined the figures. I'm puzzled to understand that this is the kind of country we have. This is the kind of people we have. But Buakai, I have had a time to look at the conversation from two sides. And that's why this morning I want us to sell the conversation this way. You see, the 55th lesson told, we predicted this. We said that our problems in this country is not about the presidency. Usually at times we will complain that the presidency, oh, the president is this, the president is that. When George we had complained in same forms and faction. Honorable Salih administration of 12 years to complain on same forms and factions. And someone will say, even during Brian during the interim government, we still complain in such a form and factions. It is not the presidency that has the problem in this country. A lot of times you see every president, including the former president George Weah, the then president Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, came to government with a fixed agenda. Now, an agenda that will transform the country. Babam Sirleaf had such a blueprint. George Weah came with the blueprint. What kind last time when I read through George Weah purple agenda, last time I took the time off to read Pedro by Pedro. You want to talk about power to the people, you want to talk about decentralization of government, you want to move on to all these things were brilliant plans. Then I concluded that George Weah was succeeded with that agenda. It had a legislators that I supportive legislators that I developmental driven, ones that see the interest of the people above themselves, ones that come to properly to the public space on the basis of serving and not substitute. So when I read through, I reached a conclusion that George Weah failed because he had a lesson clause that when he said, Mr. President, this is Liberia, and we got to do it this way. We move on to Joe Buakai. Boakai, when you read through President Boakai's Everest agenda, that word Everest is satisfy every part of that world that needs development. You want to move from agriculture, you transition to roads, you transition to education, you want to come back to sanitation, you want to move on to tourism. Everything has been summarized in that plan. Now, what will the president need to succeed is power, the support, guidance, and the mindset of the legislators. And this draws me to a point that the framers of our constitution, they may be right, but I think they made a mistake. Now, the mistake that they made, I want to connect this point. The mistake that the framers of the constitution made was to give the sole power and authority to the legislators. The last time I told someone, I said, if we were to look at the two branches of government, the legislator has a greater power than even the presidency. That the Constitution says when the president is being appointed, he has the right to choose who will work with him. Equally so, it circumstances the president that even though you have the right to choose who will work with you, you should send that person to us, the legislators, and we will make a determination whether the person should be working with you or not. Then how do you say Barker has the authority to choose who to work with him? But before that can happen, he needs different person to approve. So in that case, who is appointing who? Then I said that the legislators are the ones can make the appointment for the president, for the government, and not the president. I mean, just understood in that way. So it tells you that even if the president appointed someone in his government, the person is working, the legislature has the authority in the absence of the president, whether the president agrees on that, to call that person and say, "Can't tell what kind of work you doing. I appointed you, Baka. You should be working for me." But even to that point, you get a different person and call you at any point in time and say, "Can't tell what you doing." And how the president has no authority. Even to a point, they too can call me to go there so they can ask me what I'm doing.
Yeah.
So at that level, you understand. You understand the power that the legislators have. So it tells you that everything that will go in this country, whether good or bad, whether this country will be developed or not, it is solely resting on the shoulders of those who call legislators in this country. Because the authority that the Constitution gave them is powerful. They have the power that even if the government says they want to build roads in one county, the legislators have the power to call the president or to call the public works minister and say, "Mr. Minister, yes, I want to build roads in one county, but we agree so that roads should not be built here." They have the authority to do it. If the federal administration will save money so that schools will be built in Grand Bassa, for instance, the legislature get the authority to call the federal administration and say, "Yes, you want to send money in Grand Bassa to build school, but don't send that money in there. Where the money? We don't want it to go there." And what if the president wants it or not, wants to say, "Do not approve this," they can't do it. So at that level, you understand the power and the authority that the framers of the Constitution gave to the legislators. So if we understand it from this point, then you can sit this morning. So you'll be able to sit this morning and say that if every government, even if this leaves from here, the next government that will come will only succeed if we have a legislators that see like bigger than seeing themselves. The ones that see the country, they rather themselves. Okay, I've had a time to read through, America, the different way governments are structured. One of the takeaways is that America will progress because the president is at that level, carrying on development, and the legislators they have there are supportive. What they will do, what they will pass, what they will say, things that will reflect the interest and the desire of Americans. That's how they function. But if you bring it back to my country, what has been said, what has been done by the legislators, it favors themselves. Rather than that of the citizenry.
Yeah.
So you see, let's talk about what is happening now. If we have understood all of what the authority they have, it is not wrong. And this is why I want to begin. It's not wrong. Retreats in every organization are necessary. Every organization, even in the UN, they have retreats. Retreats are meant to say, okay, what are we falling short? How can we correct it? I mean, what are our strengths? How can we improve on our strength? I mean, what are our weaknesses? I mean, how can we, the different plans? How we've been proceeding over the years? I mean, our proceedings right or wrong. We have new members with us. How well can we teach them? I mean, the style of politicking at the Capitol building, the different things, right? I mean, the government has an agenda. how well we as senators can be able to tailor our arguments, our debates to suit the government agenda so that the country should develop. Huh? So the retreat to Mombasa was necessary. I mean, for me, I believe it was necessary. Now, it was necessary because even on this platform, some of us have called that there is a need for a less notorious retreat because we found a lot of them will lead key issues. For instance, you have the president will call the legislature back on special sitting. Additional 30 days while they are there, they'll be taking paid outside of the salary because it's a special session.
They're taking pay.
While they are there, so one will come and say, oh, the former president was denied. So we're coming to that thing. Why at the time that the president called him for important matters? So all of these things we found out, one senator will go and say there was a need to change the county flex. Like that thing, that kind of conversation in the bring up. One will go and say, oh, we can say every first Saturday and a holiday. How about you? Every first Saturday, I'm saying every first Saturday in the morning holiday. So there's a new look at it, possible get it. How well does that even affect us? The one the really Liberians complaining about that. No. So if you have senators like that, the need for a retreat was necessary. That the protest and those have stayed within the legislature say, listen, the issues will bring that contradicts our agenda to flow. I'm saying those issues are not necessary. Let's have a conversation. Let's tailor our argument. Let's say the government has an arrest agenda. Our debates, our arguments, our suggestions, our recommendations should align with the government arrest agenda. And that will be supportive of the government so that the country will progress. So we will have a trickle-down effect on our constituents. So I felt that the retreat was centered around that case. Even to that point, you cannot use, because you understood that the retreat was necessary, then you use it at the detriment of the people. But when I listen to you read the figure, that 14,000, accumulatively,
14,700.
14,700 times 29 senators, because now I'm saying, it's like Nantuan, it's Nantuan from Lima.
Yeah.
That was never a part. So 29 times 14,000, let's go 14,000 constant.
29
times 14, 406,000 US dollars. If you were to sum this money in Liberty, for instance, right? If you sum it is 77,140,000 that 29 persons able to spend in the space of just 3 days. Nowhere around the world, reasonably this thing can happen. Even in the UN, for those of us who have had experience with the UN, even the United Nations take it from here, it carry out of the country broadcast. On an international trip for actually they get paid 14,000. Challenge anybody to still read it. Even like be America.
No, because they said
General Assembly.
Yeah, because they are saying the 14,000 they are talking about here. Event something that in a system for Eastern constituency visit is 10,000. The 10,000 is there for constituency visit, and they haven't been receiving that amount before. So they just put all the money together. That's what they receive. They go on weekend. That's what they are saying. So but just to go. So you want to tell me people like Sir Joseph or Darius Delon, where they coming visit? Where you see them going to go visit? They receiving for 10,000 USD in Montserrat County. Nathan McGill, where in Magibi McGill Gori, where in Grandmaster Nyamli Kanga Gori, she receiving 10,000 USD, 10,000 USD just to go visit your own district, your own county. That's the amount giving you. Imagine that. Then we have the Joe F. Kennedy Medical Center that is out of job. We have the Redemption Hospital that will go out of even current, no running water, oxygen, and other things.
That's just in Montserrat.
In Montserrat
So
County.
take for instance, Montserrat that's already with the capital, for instance, within the capital city we experience these things to happen. Then why you want to think about those in Riverside? Why you want to think about those in Sano County, for instance?
Yeah.
The last time I checked, the senators from Riverside, from Sano, haven't been accounted for over the last 2-3 months. So if you have over $10,000, $10,000, let's buy the argument that this phone was there for legislative visit or whatever constituency visit,
Mm.
right? Let's buy the argument now.
Mhm.
Now, over the years, previous from the 53rd, the 54th legislators, the 52nd legislators, we have seen that constituency visit has never healed
Changed.
anything.
Not change anything.
That through in this country, if I had the authority back at this morning, we'll take a serious action to cancel the one called agricultural break,
Mhm.
the one called constituency visit.
Visit.
We believe that such such an idea or the intent for that should be tailored to something else. Listen, let's go to our constituency visit because like that you have an interaction with the people.
Yeah.
But equally so, that constituency visit is being used at the detriment of the citizens. What kind? Have you asked yourself why some other folks have spent over 12 years at that capital building and they still feel relaxed? Have you asked yourself why the people that stand up Prince Johnson and been worked for 18 years at that place and they still comfortably relaxed? Have you asked yourself why other people have 13 and they still relaxed? Abochile been there for over two terms now.
Mhm.
And you know why? It's because of that thing of constituency visit or what you call agricultural break.
Agriculture break.
Now, this is how it works now. You look at a man and give him $10,000 after every 3 months, after every 4 months,
Yeah.
right after the end of a section,
Mhm.
you receive that $10,000
10,000.
with the conversation that you should return home to visit the people.
Mhm.
Let's hold it constant that way. Now, he goes in the county and use such a form at the detriment of the people. So what do I mean? If, for instance, in this time, in Dama for my instance, in Bomi, in Dama, so the senator then slow will consider instead of going to erect the people that are serving for helpers, right? Instead of going to have a helper erected so the people have still drinking water, I won't do it. Rather, I will have a town hall meeting with the people, maybe for 5-15 minutes, 1 hour at most. Afterwards, we'll put $50,000 $10, which is equivalent to somewhere around $200, $300. Huh?
Mm.
So $250. So when you get there, the people $50,000, $250, $250 US. It's all for the time you use it. And the time people talk that, so take that money. Say, oh yeah, the senator can't get money. That's not the most certain that I have the conversation. So they say, oh, the senator can't get money. Yeah. You know, they also $50,000 the town committee. Maybe at times they can say, okay, you know what? We'll put it in the town cover. So we're satisfied because the senator come on. Anytime they have program, they call the senator come, maybe afterwards get $20,000, $150, $200. That's how it works in the rural setting. So by the time that person is over, you see the man spending less than $1,000.
$1,000.
Not more than $1,000 you spend.
Mhm.
So he has about $9,000 perhaps to buy things to do whatever he want to do is they will travel and do everything.
That's excluding his salary.
Sorry. So that is at the detriment of the people. Why if you say $15,000 no do, you want to have a county, perhaps a county cover.
Mhm.
A specific account set aside. That account will be managed by the county authority, and the senator there will supersede or perhaps will serve as just as the guiding council towards this effect. We have this thing set up so that we'll get $10,000 for instance. There are 2 senators per county. Waka is assuming 10,000 two senators is $20,000.
Mhm.
Assuming 20,000 will go to each county after every 5 or 6 months. 5 or 6 months, the country receives $20,000. The last time I checked, $20,000 could do an immense work in one country.
Yeah.
It can do an immense job in Great Cape in Bapo County, for instance. So if we're having a 20,000 business to something different, we're having the agricultural break with all.
I want to know how much they're taking for the agriculture break.
Agricultural break, it varies. I may not be exact on the amount, but it varies.
Yeah,
and they receive funding for that.
Yeah, because what I'm saying is that we are not seeing no farm from any of these lawmakers.
That's what I'm saying. Even if they have
If
farms,
they have
the farms are a private ownership and kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it has no direct
benefit on the people.
for the people. So like that, Bwaka, even if imagine how that's what I said. There is a need that the constitution to revisit it. And even the laws are governing legislators. You gave 103 persons the authority, right, to determine how much they should make for themselves. To make their own salary, they make a determination. They can make a determination how much the president should make. And even if there's a need for amendment, they can do it. Then the one will decide how much another person. So that the authority they have It's what they use against the Liberian people. So we go vote them, they get in power to do it. So Broker, imagine having just to it was 400 3 days. What it makes no sense to me at all. What I said was necessary. You can have, you be paying your, all right, every month, guys, to 10,000 plus in terms of salary. That's for after every 30 days, you guys will receive about $10,000. Then you tell me to go Grand Basel to sit and discuss, and for you to get idea how to run a country, we should pay you again to go there to do it.
Yeah.
I'm asking, this is where my disappointment lies. Okay. You own a job. You guys are ill performing. You have the legislators, especially senators. You guys are ill performing. You will spend over 3 months to debate whether the past president said he left $4 million in the account. The current president said no money in the account. You guys took over 3 months to debate that issue. At the final analysis, no one was held accountable. At the final analysis, no one was held. I'm saying no one was brought to the book. No one was made to apologize. Nothing of such was done. And you guys took over 2 months. 2 months to discuss on the issue, on the situation, on what was happening at Kinjor. At the final analysis, we come up with a Bukos report as we speak. Yes, I'm saying Kinjor, Pierre Mountain, nothing of such has happened. You guys sit there, they argue over 3 months over the reason why 3-4 Liberians were killed by the police. You call Gregory Como to come and give you account. As we speak, those Liberians are died. They died at the mercy of the government. Nothing was done about it. There's someone who sit at their home and says the president. Does the Constitution give the president the right to direct the affairs of the legislators? No, but the Constitution gave the right to the legislator to direct the affairs of the presidency. So you understand how it works out?
Yeah.
Then you sit there and say you won't say the last time I listened to someone say that President Barker or Joseph Barker come in and laughed. That the president appoints the finance minister. It says the finance minister work at the will and pleasure of the president, which means before the finance minister will do anything, the president must approve. But even to that point, it says the legislature have the authority also to direct the affairs of the finance ministry. They have the authority to call the finance minister and say, this is what we want to do. Do this for us. And the finance ministry has the authority. The finance minister will be only the legislature's jurisdiction to do it. Then you say that the president is still responsible for this. And I laugh at times when I listen to critics of such who said, no, it is good that we take our time to read what the Constitution says.
But what they are saying is that there have been some officials that help the president get to where he is. Like for instance, the Delon, the Nyumbli, the Amara, and other senators that help the president to be where he is today. And they came on the matter of we want change. We want we will help this government to achieve. So when they start to whine and dine with the see corrupt people that are in a house, that should send a message that this government is part of it, because we are not accusing the president, but those people, the lawmakers, we become frustrated in many they don't know, man. They don't know when to say I was Shima man, I was Shima pa, or my Shima who. Many they don't know. The lack of Amara that we thought that could be that change maker in the system. You see, the lack of Amara the Nyamblikanga lawyers that because of corruption and because of other things that she wasted her tea or many that Sir Joseph them, where they all can be one and done in corruption today. Then where are we headed to?
Okay, you see, at times I laughed. And this conversation, this thing should serve as a reflection to our brothers and sisters out there that will do everything. Those ones that are able to kill themselves, those ones that are able to put their life on the lines of those that need authority. This is how it's worked. Politicians, especially Africa, are people that lack integrity. Those are individuals that do not respect integrity. They don't respect, what they stand for. They don't even have they don't even have anything to stand for. So at that level, you see people like nobody, people like Darius, and Amara coming, you go and name the Buckeye. It's not a surprise. It's not a surprise because in our system, in our country, what will happen is that you will criticize someone because you believe that the person is benefiting. So you criticize them, sell out, make them look ugly. When a person leaves the space, you get there because you want that same benefit. Not necessarily that you won't change. No, that's not it. But because you want benefit. So, that for instance, at the time, even to a point, when your bill wasting had deals at Joseph, the conversation there was because don't you saw that Sir Joseph had proximity with the 10 president George
Yeah,
Weah.
yeah.
And Sir Joseph was, directly benefiting aside from his salary. So you will look at, because he was getting extra cash aside from his salary, at that level, he becomes as much as powerful than
She was.
she was. So at that level, it really brings Bell more than what her name would be. So it was that desperation, it was that frustration, it was that jealousy that led to nobody wasting that tea with Sir Joseph. Not because nobody wanted cheese. No. So Sir Joseph, Senator Dino at the time, who say, I will not receive anything above $5,000. Whether if it is my benefit that exceed $5,000, so will be sent to the district
or the county, yeah.
or the need. It was the desperation of Senator Dillon, it was the frustration, it was the jealousy. Because when people are jealous, they become frustrated. Okay. When people are jealous, they become desperate. So it was that desperation that Towers Dillon at the time witnessed that pressured him to make such a statement. With the understanding that Liberians will be confident with him, it gave him the opportunity to benefit what those who were at that place were benefiting at the time. So Amakone was sitting on the far side, on the far end, watching the process. And some since Sir Joseph is getting rich, Abachi, Zopen, those are people at the time that have proximity of the president. And so they were enjoying the come with idea. Because you know why? When you have proximity with the ruling establishment, what you need to do then is that even the federal minister, the president appoint, the federal minister listen to you. Because at that level, you understand you and his boss compare notes. So if you defer, what will happen is that you will just do a formal complaint to your boss and action will be taken against him. So at that level, you understand everyone will be in that shell. So it was what Dallas Dillon, Sir Joseph, nobody other saw. So Amakone were on the fence watching. He said, but Zopen is getting rich. Who am I? Zopen is not better than me. Zopen is not educated than me.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a conversation. So they said, you will get there. How can we get there? Let's go Bapulu.
Yeah.
We enter Bapulu.
Let us spend few cash.
Let us tell the people that going there with new mind.
New mind.
With renewed spirit. Because that brave people are desperate for a new mindset to lead them.
Yeah.
So if even if a wolf will come in sheep clothing and say, I'm the Messiah, Liberians will succumb.
Yeah.
Because the people won't change. So like that, everyone is easy to set on the people's desperation for change. So that's how Amakone doesn't come and sell out. Now, it was not about it. It gave you the authority. So when they enter the capital building now, people that are talking to the Zopen and receiving 10,000. That's it. Zopen, Abachi, and not strange to them. This is how they live over the years.
Absolutely.
So like that, they wanted to do is that rub shoulder with the new guys that come.
Yeah,
right?
to join their society.
That's all. So the man will tell you, Amakone say, Amara, you say, money, but now, like, bro, you know what 10,000 can do for you? 10,000 can do this, can do that, can do that. But when a man mind is fixed with the opportunity that money provides, and it becomes desperate. So at that level, when they use the ignorance of those guys and sell out on them, because the only way they can get, they will not be the one bringing out the conversation. Oh, but and people will not run after them.
Now people are running after the leg of honor and they don't know because of the mindset that's gone to the legislature.
People will not go for
Abachi,
people that Zopen because Snow there.
Yeah.
I got someone the last time, right? I said, I Snow, what's the $10,000 for constituency break? Then you call to say, what's the take money with you? Ellis Tyler, I'm saying, an Ellis Tyler will go take money for, $10,000 or $14,000. And you say, you invest. That person not first because they're
And it's slow.
that person not first because
Sir Joseph.
they're not first. I'm saying, I call him Abachi. They're not first. So
Can you imagine Magero?
I'm saying, wait.
Natana Magero.
They're not first. Better. that will take money. You know why the people are bombing and not talking? Their two senators are miserable. I mean, they are very miserable. I mean, you want to talk about in terms of corruption, you want to bring snow and bring talent, so my pick among them. The people of bombing will fold their hands. They'll keep their mouth shut because they know those they elect the people of corrupt minds. So let's move it. Let's move to Brain Basel. I mean, let's move to Maggie. Tell you the point, Maggie completely.
I mean, the corruption king.
I'm telling you, the website. You complain about people. You say Prince Moyi. I mean, the people, the reason why you see the conversation because the people must rather believe at the time that they had a person in Dallas to know who have come and sat at a conversation. So the Dallas George that time he was truthful. He was truthful because of his blessing. And he was those followers were there with benefit. And he needed to benefit. Not because I didn't want to keep. Probably at the time for that, those in authority were benefit. I mean, a sound of the side.
Okay, so, how is this necessary for Panama? This one he said his reply to Martin. He said, Martin gave him Cody. I applied my recent post with you more fast than you knew. This should tell you that I will continue to push for transparency at all levels in our community system. I am ahead of you on the reimbursement. I suggested this to a colleague and I have gone ahead yesterday to do so. My assistant is on his way to the Central Bank of Liberia to reform the Liberian dollar 318,000. You listen to this? To reform 318,000 out of the Liberian dollars 328,000. They gave us for domestic daily sustenance allowance. So they're saying that the allowance they gave for the retreat, he tell the assistant to carry the money back to the central bank. He don't want it because he know that I corrupt money. Amara, what you want to prove? You already accepted this money, Amara. So if the people are not going to pressure you, you're not going to do this. You're not going to do what you're doing. You are not going to do. So you want to behave like, oh, you are the Mr. Clean. You want to leave your friends in the bus on the bus. You took this money, Amara. You probably took this money. It's because of the public outcry that you are today. Sending your assistant to go back with your money. Don't come and lecture us here or acting like you are Mr. Clean. You know, Mr. Amara, I used to hold you in high esteem. But from what I'm observing about you now, it's like you are not dancing in the tomb of corruption. You are not dancing in the tomb of corruption. And we are surprised. We are frustrated between you, the law, and other people. You're not frustrated about other people, other senators, but you guys came with a mindset that you will make a change. It will not be business as usual. But today, you are the one running and dining with corruption and saying that, oh, I've instructed my assistant to carry the daily sustenance allowance we receive. You tell the camera, you are actually receiving the money. So what you want to us now?
Which of course it is good. Worker for me are buying to. It is good that he return our money. Not necessarily that things are cleaned off. But the fact that if every senator will challenge himself to do the same, we will appreciate that it is our money. So if you guys stole our money and we got to know that you have stolen from Liberian people, it is necessary you return it. But that there is no problem. Where the problem comes from is that afterwards you want to say that you are the Messiah. That a part of it he said he will still speak, he stand for what he meant. Yeah. I mean that's the deception. What Amara is doing is the damage control, right? That will already cause it. How can we face it? So the only way we can face it, that can put money back. Now, so it's like, okay, you bring someone, maybe you stay in your neighbor's room, you stay from there. And when you are exposed, it's all you care about things before you go. Yeah. Then you criminal, then or you the fact you stole. So if you can't do it, we are involved in the corruption, Amara and him cannot be erased. Never. So don't think the integrity you want to buy for us or the sympathy of the Liberian people you want to buy that you cannot survive on the desperation of the people. You cannot sell out, right? You cannot sell out your quote unquote integrity at the desperation of the Ivorian people for change. So the people wanted change. And I want to be very confident this morning that this issue about this 10K, 15,000, whatever the case is, right? And quote unquote, the department on a retreat, everything, bring back. This thing, it is the idea of Darius Dillon or the idea of nobody, the idea of Amakun and others. You know what I said so, Bakai? Those are the ones that are directly the representative of the presidency. So, like that, they have the authority. Bakai for decisions to be made at the House that will be reflective of all of the senators. A greater portion of that rests on the shoulders of nobody, resting on the shoulders of the Darius others, because those are the ones that of the ruling party. Those are the senators that left the ruling establishment current as we speak. So in that case, we become like the authority. Even if an opposition senator wants to do something at that house, he or she must receive the endorsement of the podium and the endorsements of those others, because those are the ones that directly represent the interest of the ruling establishment. That so like that, people should say this morning that they are just the people. You see, what kind of parents are frustrated. I went on the streets last time I was to see you. I went to different areas. Okay, when I listen to how they think that Darius did others this morning, I want to tell you that the people are very frustrated in you. I know it means nothing to you guys. I know it means nothing because you're at the time your jealousy has done you into this. You saw others who are happy of making money, you need to make money. So the easier way to do it was to stand for the truth. And once those individuals leave the authority, you get there and you sit there. And at that level, you feel confident. Parker investing in our band that we had an opposition pro team. That's the only band this way. Yeah. If we had an opposition pro team, trust me, they're money that going around wouldn't have been out. Why you think at the level of the capital building is still a challenge? Why you think at the level of the lower house is still a challenge? Why you think at the level of the lower house you had one of the ruling party, or representatives will receive $4,000 gas, and those from the
opposition
from the opposition cannot receive, because at that level, that such an amount, it is very difficult to pass through, because those on the opposition side, the guys on the ruling side will be very critical. Have to come with a conversation. But when you have a ruling presence, those on the ruling party sitting at that level of authority at the capital building, they have the authority, they have the way to maneuver, they have the way to set out a conversation. And so that's how you don't believe others. Then someone will sit there and want to justify. Last time I read, you don't get out and want to justify how the money was used and all that stuff. And I laugh. Why in the first place we have senators? We were giving a gas slip every month. Okay. How does that even sound to nobody when she did that right on her post? Wanted to counter, wanted to provide clarity.
Yeah.
You say you get transportation for senators. Should we provide transportation for senators when we're getting gas slip every month? The last time I checked, the senators received very close to $500 every month just for gas slip in such a struggling economy. So if you were to equip that, they may receive up to 100 gallons of gas per month. Then you say the men of movement go become, and I'll take it less than less than 20 gas.
Yeah.
Then you say we should have transportation.
Yeah, and
so it's like you're working. The very sense we are at point, and the management decides that we come out for a retreat, so that all of you here will find out some people, some people are failing on the job, people are acting reluctant and everything. So we'll come to have a retreat and we'll identify everyone's mistake. So the retreat will be held 2 days. Telling you, Baka, will tell management, say, before I come to retreat, you got to give me transportation. It is part of your work, because that's the way forward for the institution. So you are under the duty because you benefit from the institution. You must succumb. He tells us we should pay the people to go stand on there.
Yeah.
The senators. We should pay their way to go green person. Amen. Amen.
If I use the frustrating part about this entire thing is that the food, just for feeding, the money the guys use 75,000 USD with it just for feeding. Where that food are coming from? And who are cooking that food? 75,000 USD Can you imagine that? Just for 29 lawmakers and few facilitators? What if, I don't know where we are. Why are we this wicked to our own country? Then we say, oh, okay, here's the breakdown, Harris. Now, the Liberian Senate, the senators' allowance in total, all of them got, in total, it was 125,000. So they divided that one. They divided it, the 125,000. Then facilitators, the amount that were allotted for facilitators was 25,000 USD for facilitators for that retreat. Then just for feeding the food that they men were eating for 2 days, 2 to 3 days, feeding 75,000 USD. They were using it for just to eat. They move very more, just to go eat. They used 75,000 USD just to eat. Then they said accommodation. Even Nyombli was sleeping to a hustle. We were paying for Nyombli sleeping being. Nyombli was sleeping to a hustle. We were paying her for accommodation. They used 25,000 United States dollars. Oh, so immediately their feeding was the food they ate was more than their sleeping peso. Because feeding was 75,000. Their food 25,000. So immediately
the sleeping was 75,000. Then the food was 75,000.
Can you imagine that?
I'm thinking,
what kind of food they made?
I'm thinking, if you can hold you up, you can have a 2 day, you give you 75,000.
75,000 USD.
So
for food, then the men say they are sleeping about 25,000. Can you imagine that?
Perhaps the food they give, maybe the food are imported. Maybe all the food the men are eating is powerful.
So the men say, you know what they say? They say that drawer there, they draw the security and the staffers. Now you check or you ask those staffers there if they got money for that retreat. You know, say they allotted 25,000 United States dollars for staffers,
but
drivers,
how much
security?
How much you expect that drivers will get? For the drivers, the security at a regular salary at 300, 250. So if you go at 2 days, how much they going to get? If a man takes away 250 or more for 31 days, at 2 days you go sit down somewhere for you think they'll get word out, But the point is that, like I said, there are other costs. Let's assume that 25,000 for the this. I won't agree. I won't agree because in such a case, it will be a bit expensive. Do know as well is that in situations like that, usually the rich will reflect on the lodging. For instance, I mean the bill you pay. So at times for instance, it will reflect on your stay, right? So like if you're paying $35 per net, I mean at places in Buchanan, which of course is not even possible. You pay $50 per net, it's not possible. So if you pay $50 per net, the 2 net you're still in the times 29 senators will be around 2,900. Right? I mean a cumulative thing, including probably that will pay up the sleep. That's fine. It'll be around 29,000. So I mean 2,900. That's I mean at the level of $50 per net. The last time I checked, you know I've been becoming
okay, let's say let's take it for face value. Okay, let's say all right, let's just say
2,900. The two net will be 2,900. Right?
No, let's say a day.
So the 2 net will be about, I'm saying it will be 200. 200 will be about 5,000. It'll be about $5,800.
$5,800 for 2 nights.
Yeah,
for the 29 senators.
That's $100 per net.
$100 per net, yeah.
So let's talk about the staff now.
Yeah.
So if the senator paying $100 for that room, staff won't pay $100 for that.
Yeah, we'll say 50.
Let's say $50.
Yeah.
So let's say now each senator perhaps will carry about 2 staff at most.
Yeah.
So maybe that is your COS or legislative staff will go. So that guy, there's no way to justify that. There's no way to justify that. The thing about it is that the senators pay. maybe real. The thing about it, they felt that they were, use that means to exploit because the retreat was necessary. So they were putting all of the chaos and everything in the form of a retreat and to steal from the Liberian people. Some of them already have a plan to travel for if you want to go on vacation and different happenings. So to do that, you will sell on the desperation of the people, telling you do it. But we said this without fear. The Liberians, there are a lot more to expect. Within a short space of 4 to 5 months, you start to see what will happen. Just a few days ago, we were praising the 55th legislators when they were taking some critical stands on national issues and were moving on. We said we have a new breed of legislators. Now knowing in a space, in a very short space of time, we will have the same energy we're wasting for the 52nd, we're wasting for the 53rd, we're wasting for the 54th, will soon travel to the 55th legislators. And this is where we are. We're beginning with the senators. Now, right after the senators are through, the representatives will come up with their own. So since the senator came up with retreat, and now we're having criticism, we're having a lot of criticism surrounding this. We know the legislature will come out something different. But the legislature must benefit from this thing that's happening. So since the Amara will retain his money, which is fine. And like we said, if every other senator would do that, we would appreciate as well. It takes away nothing from you. That okay, fine. Because we know the money was just last week, you guys went great master. So I know a lot of this to get the money. So that's for me. So if you decide to return the money, my parents will appreciate you for that. That's when we will be begging you for. My parents will appreciate you guys for that. So you can take that back and we'll come and let's have the conversation. But as it stands, it makes no sense.
Absolutely.
It makes no sense. As it stands, you guys cannot aim it. For God's sake. I don't know how you guys sit at accountability, how you feel when you ride into a movie and see a situation. How it's like you sit at accountability and it's not from the people. And we sit by and criticize. We sit by and call and that's still development. The public minister get contract with the Reverend Channel. We'll call it back. So when the prime minister is taking some there's a need for a constitutional review. We do it. That will say, you know what, you guys, there is going to be laws. If you can take 5,000 and go be lawyer, go be law. But everything else I make law. But as it stands, we don't want you to interfere with our country because you guys are taking away with every authority to that extent. So you will sit there and call a federal minister to go. Now, honestly, Broker, this is how it works. Before we take our guests, just come on. Before we take our guests, this is how it works. We have, if a minister has been involved with corruption or be involved in a scandal, what will happen is that legislator will set up a hill and call that minister to book and demand accountability from that minister. But when the legislators are involved in the corruption, no one call them. No one call them to check back. So now this thing that's happening, the misappropriation for me, that's how I see it. It'll be misappropriation. Who will call the senators to court? Who will demand the senators accountability? And it's only Liberians. Only the Liberian people will do that. But aside from that, the president get authority to do it. The president get authority. Even the justice minister don't get authority to do the people. So you see the authority they have. But if it was a minister or perhaps a specific ministry that was doing this, the senators able to drag that minister, able to call him, and he will be able to be compared to account for what has happened. But if it is with them, no one asked them, no one questioned them. It is only Liberians that have the authority to do so.
All right, let's go to the phone lines and take some calls before we take our guests here this morning on the show on 0778 665 699 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644 0880 561 644. Once again, keep your calls coming in on 0778 665 699 or 0880 561 644. You just listened to the conversation this morning on the Punch Breakfast Show with me, Buakai, Amara, Kamara, Harris. Really, we are pretty seated here for you. Like we said, come here shortly. We'll take our guys from Soup, but let's take this person on the line. Good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Your name is Johnny Osmo.
Johnson from Mamba.
Welcome, Johnson.
Very good. It's a honor discussion this morning is very unique for us to discuss with you. For me, I want to if you go how to return the money back, I will appreciate them. But if you don't return the money back, the brown people get out to see who get here to look at the country, they can never say that they kind of money and just walk away with free stuff all working for it. Our business show they told that we need the money. Thank you very much. Hey, I'm not gonna have to return this money. Okay, bravo. Thank you.
All right. Thanks so much for calling in 077-866-5699. I think this person. Good morning.
Good morning, sir. I'm calling from Oro.
Welcome, my brother.
Yeah, I heard you guys saying like 29 senator and Anola 30 senator. We have two. Which are the senator? Not part of the retreat in Ghana.
And Young Twain from Nimba County.
If these guys feel like giving the money back, it will be okay for. I'm calling them something that free money and money. They should be the first people to return our home back. That's my senator.
I didn't be the second because I'm not going to say he's very carry on by. They put talking for the money, but too much, so you carry on back.
Yeah, I'm calling on free money for him to present back.
All right, thank you. Let's take this person. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. This is Alex Momo. I got in from my Kiporo Coffee residence.
Welcome, Alex.
Yeah, let me weigh in this morning. I've been listening to your show. This is Punch FM, right?
Yeah, Punch FM.
Okay, this is my very first time calling. I have a fully Evan Dolo that work with people.
Okay.
So it's like, I I feel very much disappointed this morning when senators, when people depend on to be there on their behalf. It's like when you are having a judge and depending on a judge, then the judge you are depending on begin to fail you. Definitely you lost hope. You lost hope to the extent that you want to ask God to take you from the surface of this earth. Let's be very realistic. I listened to the calculation that you guys did, even on the accommodation. So you use $25,000 into care of accommodation. That is a massive corruption. $25,000 for accommodation. You guys even educated the figure to
$100. Yeah.
It could not show rigid amount. You're using $75,000 for feeding a become. What are you eating?
75,000 USD.
$75,000 USD. Why are you eating that much? They know how this is going to be, and these are people that you don't call to question according to our constitution.
Yeah.
What happened to the ordinary Liberian who cannot afford food to eat this morning? What happened to somebody that is telling they are trying out of school for school fee, probably less than $5,000 liberty? It's so sorry, man. Thank you, guys.
Thanks so much. We'll take some calls on 077-866-5699. Once again, 077-866-5699. Let's take another person here quickly. Good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, the president.
Good morning. Your name is joining us from?
Thank you. This is one of what I'm covering. I joined this conversation from this city here by educators for the mother. You see, what I thank you so much to you and comrades for that analysis. But you see, for me, I will agree with you people on some of the analysis, and I would disagree. The disagreement is that why when you say people will not be frustrated with the year and you took money with the year, and you took money with the year, you took money. These are people that is wrongly perceived or perhaps in the minds of the Liberian people that they are good leaders. So I just left for election. It is no election, right? You and I know the numbers are different one way. No senator in the Republic of Nigeria ever won with that kind of a margin or shut a number. Just that is perceived in the minds of the Liberian people that he is a good leader. That just apprehends to the people, he pretends to the people that I'm a good leader. Fortunately, I will continue to do for you. When you left on me, you said that to bring it around. So that's all the people. And then when I want the media, the senator that I like the minds of the people. So the people and the that this thing for the people who are fighting for rap. You keep fighting these people and when they're fighting to the wrong me, then you know put the people against the wrong number or then you shooting these people.
My brother, we hello, we are not shooting them. What we are saying is that we are not surprised. We are not surprised of they receiving money because they are very corrupt from day one. So when we say that we are not surprised or we are not, it means that they are just part of that system that they can't change.
I mean, someone should tell you, every time I'm taking money.
Yeah, so it's not surprising to us. That's our point.
So you and I, we all say we know them, right?
Mhm.
How about the better setup? How about the better setup? Into the market, right at market, or go back to Omega market. They don't know that you nature and character of such process. So these things have to be flagged out. If these issues come out, let us go all of them. They eat.
Okay. But, all right. Thank you so much. Thank you. Let's take a few more calls. Let's take somebody else. But we call all the senators in here. Now you want? Let's take this person. Good morning. Welcome.
Morning.
Yes, sir. Your name is joining us from.
This is Pastor David on the Street 6.
Welcome, Pascal.
Thank you guys for the show. So, firstly, somebody said it's important to have a retreat. It's always important. Am I live?
Go ahead, my friend. You're live.
So, nobody is questioning why retreat was held. Workers and your colleagues.
Mm.
The protest said the retreat was held publicly to set the Senate agenda. Is that concerning to any general country? After 6 months, the senators suggested because they're going to set an agenda.
Mm.
After January, after February, after March, after April, they're going to set an agenda. Almost at the end of the year. Imagine this is a senator who is the rescue mother, who has come to change the thing because for us was hearing. Mind you, we don't get waste the house of somebody on ground that the brain was suffering, and that person was not prioritizing the welfare of the country. So waste the house of senator. Somebody was saying just now, Joseph Corrupt. No, it was Zero who said the horse was spontaneous. It was Zero who said it was a lie. It was Zero who said he now work for $5,000 car. It was Zero who said a tax on his salary. Any other money that he received as a senator, he was exposing. Wasn't he who made those statements? You see how, the reason why the country will not move, because we are the ones helping our people to forget this. We are asking Senator Delo because he set aside a board of us. He's the one we're supposed to trust. And that's why we voted him. And so they agree that Justice is corrupt. All of us know all the CDC law because they corrupt people. That's why George said we're very corrupt. I'm a supporter of Georgia. So all our agreement
Okay.
is corrupt.
All right.
I agree.
All right.
But your own people they're Messiah.
All right. Thank you. But that's the way they see that. That's the same way CDC lawmakers who are corrupt. So it's not just United Party lawmakers.
Okay. So you agree now that Mr. Boyka, everybody corrupt, right? So you agree now today, right?
Oh, but you can't. No, I'm only saying you. Hello. No, listen. I'm only saying this. Hello.
Yeah.
I'm saying this because your characterization, you are just being specific on certain group of people and leaving out the other. That's what I'm saying. That you should involve the others and let them know that yes, they are corrupt.
You guys are not definite position. So the president Georgia was corrupt, and all the people supported Georgia were corrupt.
Okay.
So you came to change the code.
All right, let's take two more. All right, let's take two more calls. Then we cross over to our guests here this morning. They are from this Vanguard Student Unification Party, SUP. They will be telling us more about the happenings there up Capitol Hill. Let's take somebody here. Good morning, welcome. I don't know the line. Yeah, good morning, welcome. Your name is joining us from. Okay, welcome, sir.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let me say thank you guys for the show. Well, 2009. What guy, what will happen in the country? You will not believe it. We will soon then, even somebody will get killed in the process. Because they are the ones who the country,
No, Ubeki, brother.
It was a place. Looking for all, leave it. It was a place, brother. Looking for all. Because those guys don't have the country they had. Why would you guys be stealing for the country? In the community who's superior? They want to pay someone to the air without
No. We don't do that here.
Again,
we
yeah, of course, my brother will understand.
Your frustration, but we're not allow you to go that route. Let's take this person. Good morning, welcome.
Good morning, my brother. Thank you for the show.
Yeah.
I'm Silberto calling from Johnsonville Township.
Okay.
I appreciate your analysis first when you said that that when you're focusing on the rescue senators. Because one thing Liberians know is that for the rest of the senators are there, like the likes of Mange and other senators are already on a session by the American government, most of them for the same corruption issues. So it is a new fact that these people, even if you ask them to sell Liberia today, you will sell the people in a space never because corruption is in the blood of these people. But for those that we are depending on, need to be careful. You know that the other senators that we are talking about are laughing today and happy to see senators from the rescue side doing what they are doing. Can you imagine President Joseph Baka, who is doing everything to develop the country? Every attempt he made, he will be criticized by Amara Kone and other people. They may talk about bringing 285 machines to open up Liberia apartments. They want to know where you take the money from and want to do it. They may want to sit down with people with just 10 million Liberians. They want to know where you take the money from. The man is building the road from Kanta to Maryland County. What person is finding the road? It's not that percentage they are there. They want to know where you took 22 million from to build the road. Where are they taking money? Going to Buchanan City and using over 500 and try to justify that. And so the family is our own lawmaker. The president be as powerful as any other thing. But again, like one of the reporters said, the legislator has approval power in everything. The executive approves the budget and send it to the legislature for approval. For their own scrutiny and scrutiny, they got the right to do any transfer from zero land to satisfy their own revenue. And then until we can get a transparent and accountable legislature, this country will not go nowhere. And so I want to thank you for the argument. We look up to Anwar Kone and look up to other senators of what individual is deleted. But I think the step of Mr. Anwar Kone by fully taking the money back, I think for me, I said it. When we have everybody taking their money back for that money to keep me covered with DTV for education and health matter in this country, to be used to clean our streets, I think there will be so thank you for your show.
Thanks, Okan. If we take one or two more calls, our guest has already joined us. Very shortly, we will have the campus-based Student Unification Party. They have declared President Wakai a person they are no grata. They have made the campus a no-go zone for the president. I don't know how we development go on the campus, but we have them before us already. This will be our last call on this segment. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, my dear brother.
Good morning. Let's say you.
Anyway, I'm Patrick Mountain I called from district number 12. Yes, Japan Free World.
Go on, Patrick.
Yeah, I'm very surprised at the legislature. Especially him and Darrell Dillon that I ran around to run campaign for him. I'm so surprised. The lead that he's using, I think the battery finished. The battery finished. It used to be light. Now they run the light. But I think the battery finished. I'm so surprised that these people that preached cleanliness, that preached transparency, to be so corrupt like this. I'm so surprised. But I will tell the Liberian people, we will get tired in just a few days from now, we will come on the streets in our numbers and make sure United States are able to see the whole law that the president has now every month. Until they can change that law that now every month, get the streets for them. Then what I will get the streets for them.
Okay, thanks for coming. We leave you right there. Leave the course segment. Right, they'll take few of the comments on the live feed. Sorry, I'm not taking any more calls on this discussion. Our guest is already joined. We have the Rabble saying, one boy says, good morning, watching from GSA Road, Painesville City. Moses Momo said, good morning, guys, watching from Iowa in the United States of America. Bandy King Awala says, good morning, Mr. Walker, Amara Kamara. Okay, good morning. Buku Buruba says, good morning, Punch FM. Watching from 72nd Painesville. Please talk about the 20 extensions officer. Go on channel for training. Qatar to fly in Liberia. We want that Angola to follow suit. Okay, we mentioned that earlier. We said, let's forget about that criminal George Weah and focus on the good work of this government, the good work of the government. Alex Johnson's writes in it says, we need a constitutional review and amendment. Thomas B. Williams says, good morning, watching from Bowman County to University. He said, Thomas B. Williams, thank you guys, thank you guys for the work. Okay. Wilmot G. Nick says, watching from town. Gomez Zizzi says, I'm watching from District 8, Seatown Community. Alex Andres says, watching from Aggie County. Good morning, guys. Good morning, Alex. Rami King, Wara Ratson again says, Abira's greatest problem is Leslie Cho. This branch of government doesn't know the function in our country. Abu Eskamar says, good morning, brothers. Good morning to you. Where Julius second said, because work I violated our laws and constitution. Julius Kennedy says, okay, President Waka is a mistake to the Liberian presidency. They don't get to do the president. Alex Watson says, to be elected as lawmaker in Liberia is the winning lottery. That's why people can do anything to get at the capital building. I'm so disappointed. Wow. Okay. Liberians continue to express their disappointment. We'll move on now with our guests that we told you. The campus-based student unification party has joined us on the conversation this morning. Gentlemen, good morning. And it feels good to have you guys on the phone breakfast show this morning.
Well, good morning, Brother Harris. And we want to begin by placing our appreciation on the record for the invitation put on us to come and sit on the platform to discuss issues relatively to the Student Education Party call for the immediate resumption of the academic semester, as well as warning President Boyka to stop politicizing education at the University of Liberia, as well as the declaration of the Student Education Party. President Boyka is unwanted at the campuses of the University of Liberia if students do not return to classes. We remain unbending about this position, and militants are currently posted on campus to show that President Boyka do not visit the campus. So I'm Augustine F. Taylor Jr. I'm the chairman of the Bureau of Information Propaganda Research and Guidance of the Vanguard Student Education Party, 21st Century Committee and Politburo. I would like to begin by extending revolutionary salutations to the chairman of the Student Education Party, Komichama Hikasim, as well as the gallant militants of the Student Education Party, who are always prepared to lead the cause of the masses of the Liberian people. Thank you very much for the opportunity this morning.
Okay, we have the next brother right here. Good morning. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you, Mr. Journalist. I'm Comrade Adiola NDC Wednesday, membership 2 of the Revolutionary Vanguard Student Education Party. First of all, we'd like to extend our appreciation. Though I appreciate everything, but we have stored their courage. It's exhibited yesterday on stopping the State University's campus and implementing single mandate from the chairman of the Revolutionary Vanguard Student Education Party, that the chairman Higgins appointed on the second. Thank you.
Let's begin at first. Usually at times when soup is mentioned, it is most often associated with violence. students. I mean, the last time when we listened to it is Elo, there's a protest. I mean, there is disturbances at the campus. Is this the reason why the student unification part of which you guys are?
Interesting.
Mm,
But the assertion that you just made is as a result of what Paulo Ferrara
mm,
in his book, The Critical Consciousness Theory, talked about stereotyping. He said how we made decisions, most of the decisions we made are flawed because our decisions are as a result of covert messages of stereotyping. So people, especially the reactionary elements in this country, have seen the genuine call of the student unification for the improvement in the material condition of the people as violence. When the student unification party has no history in this country of engaging into violence, rather it has been the authority of the state that has attacked militants of the student unification party. So the student unification party is not a violent party. The student unification party is an organized party that believes in the rule of law, and our agitation for the 53 years we have been in existence have been previous on the rule of law. This is why when there are issues, the student unification party utilizes the constitution as a means of seeking redress. People see this as being violent. What history of violence do you know about the student unification party? The student unification party is the most peaceful institution in this country. Whether it has been people of the regime who have attacked militants of the student unification party to provoke the student unification party into anger. But we are not deterred by that. We are not carried away by the assertion of the student unification party. But whosoever tell you that soup is violent, that person is not sincere to the self, and in fact, that person is a reactionary. A reactionary that supports the government of the day, that suppresses our people to simple existence. So they see the genuine advocates of the student unification party as a threat to the existence, to their survivability, because some of them, they have their parents, they have their family members who are appointed in government. So therefore, when they see the student unification party agitating, they are now comfortable because they feel that the agitation of the student unification party has the propensity to ensure that the family members lost a job. This is why they have classified the student unification party in such manner. But SUB is very peaceful. SUB is the most peaceful institution in this country.
I see you wanna-
Mr. Journalist, to add that, the Vanguard Student Unification Party was formulated on three cardinal bases. That is the social justice, academic freedom, and peace. So if we see anything and peace on any of the three pillars, we have to stand against it. So on the university campus, we see people want to play with the academic excellence of this country. It's the University of Liberia, which is the microcosm of the larger society. The University of Liberia holds diverse backgrounds of students, people from Bon County and all of the other 15 counties, and people from the 16 ethnic groups. So anything that affects the university, that is the society, directly affects the University of Liberia and the students. So we see anything that has to, carry the state university education backward, want to impede on the University of Liberia students' education. We have to stand against it because it was on that particular reason we were funded. So it is the government